Welcome back to the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room. How you doing, boys?
3 welcomes.
Pretty well.
Wow.
3 welcomes.
It's pretty good. I
feeling
feel very well.
Yeah, I do.
Feeling spry today.
Yeah, is it the holiday season?
It is. It's been the holiday season for a while.
Yeah. Well, that's what's making you...
No,
No?
it's a Monday.
Yeah.
Love Mondays.
Mondays are busy.
Big Monday guy.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What?
Why?
Are you serious?
I don't know. You know how most people are down. I'm usually up on Mondays.
Oh, I dread Mondays.
Are you a morning person?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm a middle of the day person.
Yeah, that's why you like Mondays.
It's the middle of the day,
goddamn
morning
day then.
I don't think middle of the day is a choice.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I tell you, Sunday night around like 8, while I'm watching that shitbag team.
no, I hate the Browns. Officially,
Well, they lost you some money.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not to you. Chump change to you, but for me, a lot of money.
Yeah, it is chump change. For me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what? I mean, I noticed you were somewhere this weekend.
Oh yeah, I went to a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen? Yeah.
That's. I mean,
You seen the pictures?
Yeah, we
Jealous?
did.
Were you jealous?
I know you. No, I mean you look pretty good.
Oh, thank you for
Oh,
Jake Glazer.
So, I mean,
At least I have my hair.
no, I mean Mark noticed.
As soon as I saw that online,
That's
I said, "Oh my
hilarious.
God, that's we have our very own Spanish Jay Glazer."
Now to be fair,
It is.
he's got a like pencil thin goatee thing going on
I
that
think
I don't
he's-
have.
That is what the giveaway was, my friend. It
think
was
No,
he's-
I don't have that going on. I mean, that
I
looks
think
like
he's
a drawing.
towering. I think he's towering over you too.
I don't think these are life.
yeah, these are
No,
those are
this is
set to scale.
this is actual size.
Well, hey, I don't know if I don't like that you threw my lady in there, but
Yeah,
you know what? She looks
what?
good. So
You know what? We actually discussed that. I was like, well, maybe I should crop her out.
Yeah.
But then it looked like you were
I look
like
strange.
a phantom. Somebody was holding on to your tie. So-
You should have put Jake Glazer there.
that might have been fun.
That would have been good.
That would have
That
been
would have been
good.
good. Yeah. If I had more than a minute, because
Damn it, where were you 45 minutes ago,
God.
man?
Driving here.
he came up with it like about 3 o'clock. So
Hey, listen, this is a win for me. I look good, so
Yeah,
appreciate
you,
it, boys.
No, you do look really good.
That's a triple win. You look good. We're comparing you to Jay Glazer, who's obviously he's made himself in the industry, and you have a beautiful woman on your arm. Win, win, win. Buddy.
Well, this is what I wish I could do, though,
Congratulations.
because
Well, okay,
like
take it easy.
I wish I could. I wish I could blow up the picture of just your face because
Yeah.
you're smiling,
Yes.
but your eyes dead, like you're getting ready to kill somebody.
Kind of like an ESPN analyst
I don't like taking
or a
pictures.
Fox analyst.
I'm not a real. I don't like taking photos.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was a good picture though. No,
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, so
We haven't gotten a good one in years. It's
it's a good one, I think.
I shy away from them.
You went with the hand in the pocket. That's good.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you
that's
can
what you gotta do. You gotta
you're-
go hand in pocket.
Yeah.
I never know what
Looks
to
like
do
you were
with
probably trying to figure out what
the
to do with the
hand.
hands.
No,
and
the
you're like,
hands are the
hand in
issue.
pocket.
No, hand in pocket is what you do.
Yeah.
Or
What else do you do there?
do the Jay Glazer.
Do one of these? No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Maybe what you could have done is you could have grasped her hand
No,
like
no,
Jay
no.
Glazer. It would have been
No.
kind of neat. You know.
No,
so.
that doesn't fit.
That's like they're signing a deal. They're giving a handshake.
I mean, marriage is kind
Thank
of a
you
deal.
for taking this picture with
They're
me.
closing, something.
Thank you very much for
When you
Hey,
seeing
listen,
in public with
We can
me.
we can go back to our separate tables.
You're welcome. Now you see how it's done.
Yeah, no, it was good. What were you attending?
A wedding?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, like a family or no?
No, a friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow, I guess it depends. Friends' weddings are normally better because there's nothing on you. Like there's no pressure. You just go in and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I
You know?
guess, yeah. I mean, but like I said, it's different. We're in different tax brackets, so when you go to a wedding, there is more on you, obviously.
Hey, wait till you have to pay for a wedding.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
daughters. That's
Oh, yeah.
insane.
I'm not looking forward to
Because
it.
I was shelled out some money for Ansley and Nick's
I
wedding.
bet you did.
I did. It was not it's a low.
It's not like that in every family, though. You know that.
No.
Like me and all my brothers, we all paid for our own weddings.
Yeah, so that limits what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what are you gonna do?
When you asked
Just
him where
got
he
sad.
was where he was going, I thought you were going in the theme park direction there.
Well, I did go to the theme park this weekend,
Did
and
you?
I'll tell you what, Splash Mountain
At
was
the wedding?
open. What?
At the wedding.
No, over the weekend.
You can't be at a theme park and at a wedding at the same time.
No, we went after.
I mean, you
You
can't.
can time manage.
You can, trust me.
We went after. They had extra magic hours on
yeah.
Saturday.
Were there fireworks?
Fireworks, Splash Mountain. I rode Splash Mountain while the fireworks were going off.
That's a good one, man. We
You know,
too
we
were
talk
at the
about
parks
this.
this weekend, and
Right. What do you mean we? Who are you talking about?
the wife and I
Okay.
we went to the theme park.
I thought you were talking collectively.
No.
The panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rode the old rock and roller coaster.
Nice.
It was a good
Yeah.
time.
That's
That's an indoor bad boy, huh?
Yeah, man.
That's
Yep.
always good.
Got a loop.
It goes forwards. It goes backwards at one point.
Are you pass holders?
Fast as hell.
Yeah. No, I'm a pass holder at
Yeah.
Universal now.
Do you have the blackout dates? Like you can't go on certain days?
Yes, there are black.
I don't have blackout dates on my pass now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fast pass included.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
There are some days that should be blackout.
I mean, they crop up.
Yeah. I mean,
For sure.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you know.
Rain,
So,
heat.
anyways, I don't know what we're doing here.
We digress.
Yeah. Zach, what you got? How was your week?
It was good. It was good. I want to say again, thanks for letting me on the last episode.
Yeah.
That went pretty well. We did good.
It went well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We hit some numbers there. We got
Mhm.
Did we?
we got some views.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm not doing it for the numbers, so I'm
There
not
we
really
go.
paying attention.
Right answer.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the numbers, just in case anybody. That's.
Rocky's a
I'm
numbers
doing
guy.
it for the
I
love.
just want to
Yeah.
get paid, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, we can shout out. I mean, you had a great pick with the Raiders.
Yeah.
I've had
That
4
was
great
amazing.
picks, but thank you.
Yeah, well, okay. Enough. Now
But
I
the
take it
Raiders
back.
pick was great because
Enough about him.
The Raiders were 8.5 point dogs, and I picked them to win.
Mhm.
Right, so
Well,
it was a legitimately great pick.
Well, and it was like
Not
it
in
was
doubt.
Clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not in doubt. Yeah.
I was texting Rocky. I was saying, hopefully somebody listened to my advice about starting Van Jefferson.
Yeah.
Man had 19 points.
Yeah.
Completely went off the charts with the defense focusing on Odell and
Right.
And Odell got
being there.
some too.
Yeah, and he got
No.
some. Yeah, he
yeah. And Odell looks to be hurt, like legitimately hurt. I don't know if you saw, but
Yeah, he was
after
hobbling
every-
on the sidelines.
I didn't see it. No,
He kept
Really?
grabbing his back after the touchdown, which
Oh,
was a
wow.
nice touchdown.
no.
He has been pretty injury riddled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was questioning why he went there instead of like Green Bay, but honestly, he's got a pretty good, like Cooper Kupp takes a lot of pressure
Yeah.
off him. Van Jefferson is a great third receiver.
Yeah.
So it may not be a bad
I
spot.
read a couple interesting things regarding that move to Green Bay. So the reason why he didn't go apparently is that, I mean, as we know, Green Bay isn't willing to shell out money to Aaron Rodgers or getting
Yeah.
him a supporting cast. So the numbers didn't match up. And then post game, Odell went up to
saw this.
Adams,
Yeah.
to Devonte Adams,
This
and
is
asked to
great.
swap jerseys. And Devonte denied him. He said,
Yeah, I know.
"If you want to swap jerseys, go swap them with Cooper." So you wanted to play with.
Yeah, no, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Honestly, I respect Devonte Adams a lot more
Yeah.
now for that because you know he's,
Yeah, he acts like the best receiver in the league. You know, arguably is, arguably isn't. He acts like it.
I think for my money, Devonte Adams is because there is nobody on Green Bay, nobody taking pressure off him, and that guy still gets open. To me, he's clear cut.
It's like D Hop in Houston.
If I could,
Yes.
Yeah, if I could I would take Hopkins if I could guarantee his health. For me, Hopkins is the prime.
There's an
Yeah.
insane stat where he had 3 dropped catches in a season or something like that, or over a span of seasons. Like he did great.
Yeah. Yeah. So how about if we
Pressing issues. What's the issue? If there's issues, we gonna press them.
yeah, come on down. Hey baby, ready. See,
I love your little baby at
Somebody
the end.
Well, I added a little bit
together.
more. Yeah, I put "Baby Get Ready."
Oh.
I don't know if you saw, you heard that, but that's there now.
I'll
You
be
can never
listening
not
for it.
unhear that.
No.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's pretty catchy.
Yeah, it is.
I caught
was-
Zach. Zach
yeah.
is singing it a little bit
Yeah, I
during pregame here.
it's catchy in the
It's a
worst
catchy tune, man.
possible way.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's like
Yeah.
publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's yeah, you're
Very
right.
true.
It's a
my
jingle.
friend.
Jingle in every sense of the word.
So what are we gonna talk about here today? For pressing issues.
Oh, man, this really... It depresses me talking about this first thing.
Depressing
here.
issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really are.
Man, is it time to jump ship on Cam Newton? And, you know, this is a little bit of a knee-jerk question here, but I think it's legitimate. I mean, they didn't look good.
They did not. But again, I think it's a little preliminary, right? I mean, you're talking about he just came back into town, right? And he came back and he won in his first game. Here he is, the second game. Looked a little rugged.
He looked okay.
CMC went down in the second quarter, so I mean that was
That's a good
part of
point.
the issue. I think he targeted DJ Moore only like 3 times, and he had a wide open big catch for 64 yards that put him in scoring position at one
that
point.
was on the first drive. So after that, he sucked. Listen, you jump ship. Like, I'm sorry, I know you like
you're
Cam.
a
Jump ship to
you're
what?
A Cam hater.
I don't love Cam.
That's my question, Phil.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
what?
it's like that's just such a asinine
Okay.
idea.
Who you going with?
Yeah,
if you
who-
jump ship
who-
on Cam,
jump ship
Well, I
and
mean,
then what?
they went to the third string guy. You know?
When?
I mean,
During that game.
When they had
PJ
to?
Walker, right?
yeah.
When they had to.
No, not when they had to. When they deemed
when they
that
benched him,
Cam
last
wasn't
week.
good enough, they benched him.
Cam had.
Oh, you're talking about a couple of years ago.
No, yesterday.
yesterday.
Oh, I
Cam
didn't know
got-
they benched.
Yeah,
oh,
Cam
wow.
got benched.
Yeah, no, they benched him.
Cam's
So
stats
he-
were 5 for 21, and he had 2 interceptions, 92 yards.
He had the lowest completion percentage of anybody since that.
Joey Harrington.
Yeah, Detroit Lions.
5 for 27.
Yeah. So
Really?
Yes.
What did Trevor Lawrence end up with 2 weeks ago? Because he started the game 0 for 13.
Can you kill your cousin, please?
No, he made a run. We talk about how nobody can see those.
I can see it.
I know, but nobody in.
But I'm not used to
Talking about the
living
flies.
with flies.
For
so.
people that are listening,
Yeah.
trying to kill flies here.
We don't know why we have flies.
They seem to.
I don't want to say that.
But that's why I
I've
think
said it before.
That's why I think your Cam Newton take was pretty good, even though he did all right in Washington. Because, I mean, this is Cam. Like, I mean, to be honest, but I looked at some of the numbers. I mean, yeah, they paid him a lot for not even a full year's worth of starts. And to answer your question, where do you go after that? I mean, yeah, PJ Walker technically, but I mean, you've got Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell in the draft.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a fair. I think it's a question facing a lot of teams like the Browns. There's a big call to bench Mayfield to
I
say
think
he's not the guy.
He's not healthy though.
He's not healthy.
He's limping around yesterday. He's got the shoulder.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's hurting the team at this point, I think.
Well, no, I think you go to. I think they should have gone to Case 3 games ago. Case would be 3 games in. They probably would have won, even by luck, 1 or 2 of these.
They
games.
would have won last night.
Yeah, and maybe they'd still be in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
But when you talk about doing away with Cam, doing away with Baker, who do you go to?
Yeah, that's the. So you gotta like put a Band-Aid on the ship for now. I have a question for you, Rocky. This is kind of related to the Browns, but not related to the pressing issue.
Yeah,
That
depressing.
last drive where Baker had like a minute and a half or something. Were you confident at all? Was there any type of like maybe it can happen?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
He was sitting on the bench
Yeah, I
too
thought
before
so.
that.
Yeah.
I really was out of it. I didn't think. I wanted to ask a Browns fan though. I was like, because I don't have any confidence in
But they were throwing the ball against them pretty well most of the night.
So they were open pretty well. The throws were
they were
off
getting chunk
target.
plays though.
Yeah, but I mean, they were getting the occasional chunk play. There were some pretty big drops. Jarvis had a terrible fumble
man.
off that. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking there.
Yeah.
The problem is though, like they were saying on the call, is the receivers aren't getting open in man.
Well,
Like the chunk plays were coming in zone coverage.
yeah. Well, I mean, this is like a perfect setup to make OBJ look right. You got
Yeah,
Donovan
unfortunately.
Peoples-Jones, who's got a really serious groin injury.
Yeah.
He can't get off the line. When you saw there was no separation,
Yeah.
he's a speed guy getting no separation.
Yeah.
Jarvis, he was out for 4 games, only back 2 games.
Jarvis put up great numbers though.
He did, but he's still not Jarvis.
But Jarvis, even when he was young, he's never been a guy that
Not
gets
a
separation
speedster.
on routes
No,
either.
he's a speedster. He's a slot
He's
guy.
a good. He finds holes in the zone. That
Yeah.
kind of
You know,
guy.
I can't find confidence in Baker at all. I mean, a few teams that I had going into last night that were quarterbacked by Mayfield, my first instinct was, oh, shit, man, I don't know if I can make up these points with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, it's
not
my
only
guy
that
left.
though. I'm going to call this out. I lost to Phil because of Lamar Jackson. He couldn't get me 18 points.
That's I
He,
know.
he lost you 18
Yeah,
points.
yeah. You know, so as a Browns fan, when you get that many interceptions, you got to win. I mean, there's no excuse.
Yeah, that's what I said. If Keenum played, they win that game because they could convert at least field goals on a few of those drives. I mean,
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
That's
it's
actually a
terrible.
great comparison to transition that and then put it into fantasy football spin. I was not confident with Baker Mayfield needing like 13 points, but in other leagues where I had Lamar and I needed 25, I was like, I got this in the bag. I'm not even worried about it.
Yep.
Super confident on it. And
I sat Dak to play Lamar against my Browns because I felt like it's my Browns. They're going to give up 40, 50 points.
Salt in the wound.
And
From
then
my
they played-
Browns to your Browns to my Giants. That's a bad segue, guys. Sorry
Yeah,
about
that's
that. Have you seen Jalen Hurts and the questions about him? I mean, the last 5 weeks.
Well, let me
that-
say something. The
Go ahead.
Giants look good.
We'll get to the Giants later in the show, but Hurts, the last few weeks he's looked good. The rushing attack has been great. They've been averaging, close to 200 yards a game, probably a little bit more. People have started believing he's the guy. Do we still think he is? Did we see something exposed in his game yesterday?
In my opinion, and I'd love to get the Phillies fan here approach, but
Yeah.
this is, nothing was exposed. This is what I feared of him coming out. He's a good runner. He's a decent quarterback, but he doesn't have, he struggles with accuracy, struggles with reading a defense. But honestly, if I'm taking Jalen or Mayfield right now, it's not really any question in my mind.
and it's halftime Hurts, man. Games are sometimes won in the first half, and he is just non-existent
Yeah.
in the first half of games.
Yeah.
And then they go into the locker room, and then
play calling of the coaches too.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, early in the season, they really got away from the run, man. And Miles Sanders
forgot about it.
was putting up big chunk yardage, and on the few times that he would touch the ball, and then they'd just completely go away from it, and they would put the ball in Hurts' hands. And, I'm not an Eagles fan, as we all know, but I'd imagine it's got to be frustrating when you watch a very capable Miles Sanders, rip off a 30-yard run, and then you don't see him touch the ball for 3 more quarters. It's insane.
I've got early gray hairs from it. I mean, I'm pretty sure Miles Sanders averages like 7 yards per carry, and we have dedicated to the run, like we were talking about last episode. But with Hurts, there's just 2 ways to look at it. Because when I was trying to answer this question, when I was prepping myself, I was thinking, okay, in real life, he's fine, very
Average.
definitively fine. Because what you were saying, this is the Jalen Hurts that I've kind of seen for the first half of every single game this year. But there's things that you can't coach, like his intangibles, like leadership. And I mean, Jalen Reagor dropped 2 touchdown passes at the end of the game there, and he provided accountability for himself there. But I don't know. It really depends. In fantasy, though, he's to yay or nay. I think he's a still start. I still would start him.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day of the week.
Yeah, in fact, I think you did start him.
I did start him.
Yeah, me too. I got 6
still
points.
beat you.
Yeah, you did. What's so frustrating is this is a game I had to win.
Yeah, you did.
I had to win, and I had Tyreek and 2 other people on buys,
I enjoyed it a lot.
and it was terrible. But okay, so what do
But
you think about Hurts?
to be
Yay
fair,
or nay?
they rushed the ball well.
Yeah, that's the
They were
thing.
over
It's
200
you can't-
yards yesterday.
You can't
Yeah.
excuse that. This is, man, it's such a great time to be an Eagles fan because you see the highs and lows, and a rebuilding team that is competitive and could make the playoff. This is what I hate the most because I want to win these games, and then we wet the bed against the Giants, and then I'm like, well, can I just go back in my hole now?
Yeah, go back in your hole.
Okay, so real quick, is he the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it sounds
Mark?
just like that, yeah.
Mark?
You're confident running him out there every week and leading this team for the next 10 years?
I'd
10
ride
years
or
is
die
a
with,
lot.
Yeah.
I'd ride or die with Hurts because I don't like anyone in the draft. I don't think we can really get
There's
Aaron
no Joe
Rodgers.
Burrows.
There's no, Hurts
Think-
is the guy. The jersey is in the mail. It's on the way. But it's unfortunately.
I think it's one of those situations where they're kind of stuck with Hurts, at least for the foreseeable future. Because they've built that offense around the mobile quarterback, and now to transition, kind of like how we talked about Chicago's disparity. They go and they draft Justin Fields, but they have Andy Dalton. They have statues back there when they're trying to transition to a running passing attack. So now you're facing that in Philly. I think a lot of it is centered around how mobile he is. Now if you go and you draft a guy, Corral can run a little bit. The kid from Liberty can run around a little bit.
Yeah, but
they're
stop
better
right there.
pocket.
The kid from Liberty.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stop.
and they're going to be able to throw the ball, but they're not going to be nearly as mobile as Hurts. And I think they've kind of got this offense geared towards that. I mean, their receivers aren't the greatest, right? Devonte Smith is a great start, right? Dallas Goedert is another great start to try and get this offense going in that direction in the future. But I mean, when you're talking about guys like Rager and Quez Watkins and Arcega-Whiteside, if he's still even on the damn team, you know what I mean? Like
we talked about that last time. Like DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson were both taken after Howie Roseman takes Jalen Rager. That's the problem. I don't trust any of these wide receivers either, besides the ones you mentioned, Goddard and Smith. And I like Quez Watkins.
So
yeah, I like Quez too.
Quez made a great catch yesterday.
So I still haven't heard definitively yes or no.
Yes or no. You did a lot of talking.
It's a quick yes or no.
No, I did say. I said Hurts is unfortunately
Okay. How about
the
you?
future.
I say yes, and I'll make mine short and sweet. All right.
Okay. I mean, it can't be long.
Well, it can't be longer than that. So I just think it's a situation. We have a precursor for it, which I think is Lamar Jackson. I think you can win with him. I think the coaching staff has to. Yeah, like you said, they got these skilled players around them. They've geared for the offense for him, but they have to go all in, make it a rushing attack.
Yep.
Do what Harbaugh did. I'm looking at their stats through their first 15 starts. Hurts is as good or better than Lamar Jackson was in yardage, touchdowns, turnovers. So
And he's a
they're
different kind of
comparable.
runner,
and
I
I
feel
don't
like. You know,
he's just as good.
Yeah, he's
to
just
me.
as good. He's less speed, but more physical.
And I think he's just as agile too. But
Yeah.
you know, so there's a case you can win with him, and the Ravens have won. They've been successful. You can do that and have a chance. So I say yes.
Well, it's just that you have to be all in, I think.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to
all in.
commit to that running quarterback like Baltimore. That's a great
I say
comparison.
yes. I say yes too.
Well, if you're a fan of Squid Game, you know that some people just they don't make the cut.
Can I ask a question? Has anybody seen Squid Game?
I
Yes.
haven't watched it.
You saw it? So did you like it?
Yeah, I did. It was
Okay.
nice, especially when you have no content or no summary of what it's going to be, and then it out of nowhere just pops onto the trending social medias. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Okay. So now talk about the comparison you want to make here.
All right. So, you know, some people just don't make the cut. You know, you see that big pile of cash, you want it, and then all of a sudden you're dead in the water, right?
The hell are you talking about?
Squid Game,
Oh,
dude.
okay.
Squid Game
Haven't seen
Squid
it.
Game in a nutshell. And this is where we're going to talk about some players that you saw the cash at the end of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting into fantasy playoff time. You're thinking to yourself, I got it made. Then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
The dial turns around and shoots your guy down.
You know, I just traded him to my brother like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, man. I know a lot of people. He's one of the big four, man. The big four have let you down going into playoffs.
Going on over there?
I don't know.
DJ Rocky.
He is. The funniest part is
He's
he's
like
like,
trying to submarine your segment here.
don't you guys make fun of me. You can't make fun of me if I can't find the button. Well, you found the button. You keep
You can
hitting
make
it.
fun of
God
me.
damn it.
I got bored and fell asleep for a second.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So, you know, CMC going into the fantasy playoffs, man. You're talking about a guy that was religiously drafted with the first overall pick.
Number one, yep.
Never fell below 3, and here you are. He's screwing you at the end of the year. But it happened to the 4 big running backs. It happened to McCaffrey. Dalvin Cook is now dealing with this dislocated shoulder. Kamara, the past 3 weeks has just not shown up and absolutely destroying fantasy teams' hopes.
Yeah.
And then obviously King Henry, King Henry going down.
Yeah.
It's
Although
I traded 2 of those guys.
although New Orleans is starting Taysom.
Yeah, he's getting
Alright,
first.
well,
He's
I think
getting
they have to.
Yeah,
he's getting starting reps.
Yeah, they have to.
Yep.
yeah, they have to do something. Kamara, I don't know. I think he might be back this week, but if not, I mean, keep your eyes on the waiver wire. Tony Jones still available because Ingram is also down as of right now. So
That's why I was like, I have 3 leagues and I think I was ninth and like 6th, and I'm like, thank God. Like I didn't want a top 5 pick because CMC came off that injury.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook is made of glass kind of. And I mean, I like Henry, but we have a PPR league, so I wasn't going to take him first or anything like that. And Kamara's, I thought was going to, take a step down because Breeze is not there. So I was glad to be in the bottom and taking Eckler and Chubb.
yeah.
Well, and
So you
it's
like-
probably worked out better.
Like being on the bottom.
It depends what theme park you're in. If it's
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom, it's not. Just kidding.
It relates.
Yeah, I mean, it relates as well as anything else. So
and that's a great point. That sweet spot in the drafts this year
Being
really
on
was
top.
like 5
You wanna
through
be at the
8.
top.
You know, because like you said,
Yeah.
you were happy getting Eckler and Chubb.
I
I
want
was
to be up high.
I was
Be on top, yeah.
totally
Towards the
totally
top of it,
stoked
yeah.
to get Taylor and coming back for Mixon, and I was loving it. And those teams, I'm absolutely loving right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to ask yourself, is CMC, not only is he, I mean, we know he's done this year, but is he done like next year? I'm not drafting him in the top 5. I'm not. I mean, I don't trust it.
Oh, I think he takes a hard fall.
Yeah,
If
I
it's
mean-
gonna
Bold.
stop.
You don't. So fifth, you wouldn't take him.
So, I mean, maybe 5th, but to me, like when I'm looking through, well, who am I going to take? He's been injured now the better parts of the last
Yeah.
3 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that he can, hang on and carry the load.
Well, this happened to one other back, and he didn't fall too far down the board, and that was Saquon. Saquon came off of 2
That was another guy.
injury-riddled back-to-back seasons, and
That's
he was
true.
still going top 6.
Well,
Yeah.
and you say you wouldn't necessarily even offer him a big contract.
Who,
And-
Saquon? No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I mean, like to me, I almost want to kind of grab at some of these, sturdier. Like I think Najee is a sturdier back.
JT.
Younger,
JT,
too.
yeah, younger and all that.
It really depends, I think, on who your handcuff is. Because like why I didn't like CMC. I mean, if I had the first round pick, I'm probably taking him. But why I didn't like him as much is because I mean, Chuba Hubbard's good, but Alexander Mattison is Dalvin Cook. Like you
Yeah.
get the same production out of that.
Tony Pollard is Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah,
Like you get that kind of
exactly.
production when those guys go
Mark
down.
Ingram is a little bit better too. I started Mark Ingram a few times when Kamara was out, so it depends on the handcuff too. I think.
All right, it's time for our favorite section.
S of the week.
That guy's an asshole.
I'm going to let our youngster here talk about his because he got to choose, and he came up.
Yeah.
We had a hard time this week. There was no clear-cut winner at first.
Now there were some in
Yeah.
contention.
Yeah, I wanted to. There was a couple inappropriate ones that I brought up, but I was shot down for both of those.
Yes.
So
Well,
Zach,
you're lucky we shot you down before the government shot you down. I'm just saying.
I'm okay with being canceled. I'm not going to lie.
I don't even
There you
remember
go.
what you're talking about.
Hey, that's the
Yeah, it's a good thing.
yeah.
Must have been a good pass at the park.
So talk about who.
Always is, my man.
Social media is great when you really need like inspiration sometimes because like I literally went on social media and I'm following a few NFL meme pages and I saw Aaron Donald completely start to become a little bit of a bitch when I called it DP of the year but not a defensive player but kind of a drama player of the year like he and
Oh, I thought you meant double penetration.
that depends on the theme park, I guess. The thing with this too is it kind of goes with LeBron last week. I mean, LeBron starts to complain when his team is losing on a public display. I mean, Aaron Donald did the same thing and lost.
Poor guy from Green Bay was like, if you look, I mean, he was like having.
Help me.
He tapped out. He tapped
Yeah,
out.
I told you, white lives matter.
Call me. help. I mean, like.
So then I looked into it and I'm like,
What was that?
Yeah.
Can you go back?
Was he penalized on that
No,
play?
can you see? Look at the punter.
I think the Rams traded that punter to Green Bay
Can we watch the punter?
and he had like a great performance. Like he did amazing.
Look at him. Watch. Check him out. What was that?
He's loosening
It's a
up,
little-
man.
It's a little wiggle.
Getting ready.
He was trying to get the chi from the upper part of the body down to the lower part of the
there
body,
you go.
man.
It's a little wiggle, so
When you look at the tape though, like Aaron Donald like has a history of doing this.
Yes.
Like of doing really and honestly dirty plays that can get people injured when his team's losing or when he's having a history.
The new Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that bad. That guy was.
Yeah, he was in Detroit. Phew, man.
Yeah, it's like John Stockton in the NBA. I don't
Reserved rage.
know. Yeah, these guys. Well, you probably remember John.
Bill
Stockton.
Paxton.
man.
Are you
That
talking
guy
about Bill
was-
Paxton?
No, John Stockton.
John
if you look at his,
Stockton,
he was a pasty gangster. That guy was cheaper than almost
No,
anybody
Bill
else.
Paxton was worse.
Bill was, and so was Bill
scrapper.
Lambier.
But Bill Paxton. They made a video game based on how dirty Bill Paxton was.
Yeah, and Aaron Donald, man, it doesn't stop on the football field either. You see that commercial that he's in, where he goes invisible and he's still beating the shit out of people.
checking people down. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess
think
it's part
it's-
of his persona.
I think it's time that HR sends him to anger management.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a good ass of the week, and I think we're starting to see a trend of elite star players that can't keep their cool.
Getting
when
entitled
they're-
a little bit.
Yeah. You know,
Tired of the
they-
double teams.
Yeah, it's like Jordan. I mean, Jordan couldn't travel. He never traveled in the NBA. And just, he was given a lot of calls. I'm just going to say that, man.
Of course he was. They made the Jordan rules because of him.
Yeah,
I mean,
So.
Good point.
All right, so let's. Why don't we go to our fantasy games of the week?
There we go. Nice graphic, Rocky. Good work. How long that take?
Honestly, about literally 2.5 seconds.
That's what people say on their resume when they're Microsoft certified and fluent.
Yeah.
No, I lucked into this. It just worked, so it's pretty, right?
That's debatable if you looked into it, but
Yeah, no, I mean, you like this kind of the Giants color, a little bit more
is
royal. You know,
I don't like it. I hate it even more now.
I was going to make it orange and brown, but
said
I'm
more.
so angry right now at the Browns. I can't stand it.
yeah, I hate the Browns. So you should turn that hat the other way.
Oh wait, who's in?
You know what?
You're the OSU fan, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Double-
Oh, yeah, we didn't
double
even
L
talk
for
about
you.
it. Yeah, thank you for bringing that
You're
up.
welcome.
So
Wow,
we got,
go
Go blue.
Oh,
Sir.
Ohio got beat by both.
I almost
Harbaugh.
wore Michigan
Hey, both Harbaugh
hoodie
brothers.
today. Who? Yeah.
Both Harbaughs beat
nice.
Ohio last.
But they
Oh, wow.
DP'd you.
Yeah, they did. It felt like it.
I just wanted Cincinnati in the playoffs because UCF Cincinnati going up a division. I was rooting for Cincinnati to get it.
I think Cincinnati will get in there.
I think Cincinnati was going to get in anyways.
I didn't think so. But-
honestly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I heard it
think-
was a great game, though. I mean, like, really old school physical game. You guys got beat around the bush a little bit.
Yeah, it was not a good game on our side on defense. You know what was so frustrating? It was kind of like, actually in both the Browns and the Buckeyes. In the Browns game, Ravens put 9 in the box,
Yeah.
sometimes 10, and had one up high safety,
Jeez.
and said throw it, and we couldn't do it. It was frustrating against Ohio State. We could not stop their running attack.
Yeah.
And it was just, anyways, it was a frustrating
I think
game.
Haskins ran for 5 touchdowns. What's
Yeah.
even more frustrating is you guys absolutely blew Michigan State out of the water the weekend
yeah.
before.
It's different teams for sure, but like our offense was clicking. C.J. Stroud, he only missed 10 passes, threw for 400 yards. We did have a lot of drop
dominated you
passes.
guys physically.
The snow hurt our passing attack a little bit, but there's no excuse on no excuse on defense. So, anyways, let's get on to happier subjects.
Yeah, you're getting a little flicklumped over there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
This is what I hate about it.
What? Are we back to that? Okay.
Well, just
Depressing issues.
Sorry.
real quick. The last 23 years,
Wow. This
we
is
are
a stat.
21-2 against Michigan.
Here we go.
Oh, my God. This is bad.
21-2.
So you should just shut up and this is a loss.
No,
No,
my
stop.
friends would
Let him
say-
go. He's got to get this off
Yeah,
his
this is
chest.
bad.
This is
We
he's
haven't
gonna repress
lost
this.
in
Oh
10
my
years.
God. This is for everybody that's
10
okay.
years.
He's trying to make himself feel better a little
Yeah.
bit.
No. There's
Yeah.
a generation of kids that have never seen Michigan beat Ohio State. The Ohio State Buckeyes are losing their crap. They're going to fire their entire defensive staff, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Wolverines,
Yeah.
I get it, you beat us.
Oh, my God. This
You
is
gotta
sad,
wait.
Rocky.
You gotta fall
Rocky.
into the stadium like this.
Rocky.
You beat us.
You
What?
just said why. You just
What?
said it.
Okay, show
You
some
just
class.
said it.
Come on, show some class.
Now it shows some. You show some class. You lost.
It's like the Giants.
You lost, and you're bringing up that
Reminiscent of the
that's
Giants.
I was going to say it sounds
The
like your fan
Giants
base-
won 10 years ago.
Phil and
not,
I know well
not in
when-
the 50s.
Back in my day, the Cowboys fans are even worse than Giants fans. Let's be honest.
I mean, if you beat them 20 out of the last 20, what was it?
21 out of 23.
So you don't expect them to be excited they finally beat you?
No, there's excitement, and then there's tearing down the goalposts when you got a big.
Because I think they realize the worm is turned. I think from now, I think they have
Right.
your number now.
you got a Big Ten
Donovan New
championship
era?
this
I'm saying.
week. This week, you got to win this week to make
Yeah.
it to the playoffs.
And it's so sad.
Save that energy, man. Save that energy. Act like you've been there. My coach
You
used to
should have
say,
some class in this situation.
Act like you've been
Hey, there are generations of Cowboys fans that have never seen their team win a playoff. So, playoff game.
That's Mark too. When was 86? When was the last one?
Are you a Cowboys fans?
No,
too?
they went to
No.
the Super
They
Bowl
went to the
in
Super
like
Bowl.
2002.
Bears.
No,
Oh, the Bears.
yeah, 2005. They went to the
they
Super
played,
Bowl.
They
It's the
played
Colts.
Peyton Manning and the Colts. Yeah.
We digress.
Yeah.
Went to the
He's-
NFC Championship game.
Misery
after
loves
that.
company. That's what he's doing here.
Yeah.
He got
There it
shot.
is.
I
and
can't
he's like,
believe
"Oh,
you
wait a
did
minute."
down, yeah.
That was such a bad undressing.
I just hate the Bears.
This is so
Yeah.
bad.
No.
That's-
I'm not happy we lost, but Michigan beat us, and they beat us. We were the worst team that game.
But
No.
But
I'll give it to them.
you can't. They took it.
I'll give it to them.
Depressing issues.
So how about
see-
the
let's see
first
the
game
issue.
here?
Let's get to the first game.
Are we going to get to it this time? All right.
If you guys rush in, yeah.
All right, so we're talking about those Philadelphia Eagles, green on green crime
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
New York Jets.
No one wins this game.
Yeah.
Everyone that's playing this game loses.
It's a tie.
Both my fan bases are playing each other, and I feel like I'm going to lose either way.
So we talked about the Eagles a lot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think there's a couple guys to mention. I'm interested in who you're gonna or who you're not.
Man, nobody. The defense. That's literally all I wrote down for this. The Eagles' defense. Zach Wilson sucks.
I think Jalen Hurts bounces back.
Yeah, I think Miles Sanders has another good game.
I think Boston Scott showed something.
Yeah, I think I said this last week. I think Miles Sanders' prove-it game was last week. I have Miles Sanders in a few leagues. I picked him up. I drafted him. I'm not going to start Miles Sanders, but Jalen Hurts is definitely going to have more than 7 points for sure.
So what about your receivers? You feel like Dallas is going to be a decent start?
Yeah, I think if you have him, you start him.
And Smith.
These are all, I think they're kind of I don't want to say no-brainers, but they're good enough to start. I'm trying to think of like niche key factors in this game that you could maybe pick up or trade for on a low-end trade, and I really actually like Philadelphia defense. That's the only one that I wrote down, but yeah, I think the offense is startable for sure.
How about on the other side? Because I have one, like I'm starting to say Moore.
Yeah, Elijah Moore.
Yeah, Elijah Moore looks like he's going to up and comer. Good
like
receiver.
what we thought he was. Yeah, kind of.
What happened to Michael Carter?
He's banged up, isn't he?
Yeah, he's injured.
So he didn't play very much last game.
No, it was Ty Johnson.
Yeah, I was wondering because I was
Tevin
like,
Coleman.
what happened? He was actually had begun to show some real promise, both in the receiving and the rushing. Yeah.
I like him.
So, okay. And Zach Wilson, do we feel like we're starting him?
I have some stats that I'd love to. Being a Jets fan and Eagles fan, depressing issue. I keep saying it. Zach Wilson has 9 interceptions in the last 7 games. The Jets have a turnover ratio of -15. -15. And they're not even the worst offense. Their Pro Football Focus says they're 21st best offense. So.
I was really high on Zach. I think you were
I still am. I think.
College.
I mean, he just missed 3 weeks.
Yeah. I just think it's too good to be true. I mean, I've been a fan base of this since I was in diapers, and the kid out of BYU, like.
See, I got to question this right now. Hey, hold on. Can I? It's a little fraudulent that you're a fan of 2 teams. I'm just going to put that out there because I don't think I know anybody that's a fan of 2 teams. So I got to ask.
Yeah.
How?
Okay.
And who is the real?
Yeah.
I've been living this with my entire life, and my friends do the same thing. I was born in Jersey, so I was putting on Jets pajamas. Mm-hmm. Before I could even say my own name.
But there's a large contingent of the Eagles fans in Jersey, too. So
exactly, and that's where half my other family came from. And when I had a thought when I was younger, when I could start thinking for myself, I shifted towards the Eagles a little bit more. But the way I see it, I've got an NFC team and an AFC team.
Yeah, that's the... So who do you root for?
The Eagles. I've got the Philly Special on my arm.
So you're an Eagles fan?
I don't got Joe Namath's quotes on me anywhere. So
the Jets are the secondary team. So you're rooting for Eagles this weekend.
Well, yes, plus the Eagles have a chance in the playoffs.
You've got an Eagles play as a tattoo.
That's what he just said.
Yes. Yeah. So I feel like that's...
Where were you on Instagram just now?
Yeah, I was actually. Hey, I got a...
Hey, you got a tattoo, right?
Hey, it's pretty sad because even in the middle of just undressing and talking bad about the Browns...
Excuse me?
I got a Twitter tweet, and I had to kind of like look because it was a Browns player, so I had to listen to what he said.
Anything important?
Yeah, no.
I hope that answers your question, though.
Yeah,
good. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Arizona at Chicago. Is it at Chicago? You didn't put at versus. I don't know what
I wrote it up there. How you sent it to me. So let's see.
Okay, so then it should be. The second team should be the home team.
I haven't hit my nose once on the mic like last week. I hit it about 3 times.
Just now?
No, I didn't hit it. I haven't.
Oh, yeah, you haven't.
It's good.
That's good, yeah. You're getting spatially aware.
We're proud of you. The Alzheimer's is not as bad this week.
You just don't remember it from earlier, that's all.
Yeah, Chicago's home.
All right, so we got Arizona at Chicago. We think they're getting their guys back, right?
What about
Arizona
Fields?
is. Justin Fields, don't
We're not
believe
talking about Chicago.
There's no optimism that he's playing this week. It's probably going to be the Red Rocket again.
The Red Rocket.
The rugged man of the mountains?
Yes, sir.
Red Rocket won me a game.
Yeah.
Really?
Got some points, yeah.
He put up some points on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw for a lot of yards. Arizona, they are expecting to get both Kyler and D-Hop back. And just enough time to absolutely shred Chicago's secondary.
They have to win this game because they want to keep that space between them and the Packers. for home field advantage. So
Yeah, there's definitely a lot on the line for Arizona here, and I think they're going to come out, and I think they're going to probably throttle Chicago. Connor has been a great every down back fill-in since Edmonds went down. That wide receiver core really complements D-Hop, including when he's out with injury.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk looks great. A.J. Green's turned back the clock a little bit. Rondell Moore, he's been in and out of injury, but he's been putting up good numbers when he's playing. And Kyler's Kyler's going to generate points.
You're forgetting about their tight end.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz came off 29 points. I think he's a good start, too.
All right, so here's the question I'm going to ask you as a Bears fan. There's two. One about the Bears, one about the Cardinals. You know the defense well, right? You watch them every week.
Mm-hmm.
Would you start Kirk or Moore going against that Bears defense?
I would probably start Moore because I think they're going to have, if he's healthy, I think they're going to have some gadget plays worked in there for Moore. And I think they're going to be able to work him underneath a little bit more because I think that they're going to probably dedicate their spy linebackers to, first off, containing Kyler Murray and then trying to keep pace with Ertz on those intermediate routes. So I like Moore because I think they're going to use Kirk to stretch the field. And if they do that, they're probably going to dedicate Jalen Johnson, who's a great cover corner, to Kirk. But if D-Hop's completely, I don't know, man.
I just
it's
picked
hard.
one.
They're just
Jesus Christ. You just fucking talk. Just pick one.
I told you. I already said
all
Moore,
right, so
man.
that
Pay
was
attention.
it. I heard you. You didn't.
Pay
You kept
attention.
talking for 40 seconds.
God
all right,
damn.
this other one. Can you just answer this? With Justin Fields out and Dalton playing, is there somebody that specifically benefits when he's quarterbacking?
Yeah.
Who?
He answered
I
the question.
answered the question. Am I allowed to elaborate?
Just say the name. Yeah, you can elaborate, but I mean,
David Montgomery.
okay.
David Montgomery
And
really
why?
does benefit.
Yeah.
Because Dalton isn't mobile like Fields is, so they try to. Chicago's kind of shifting to what Philly's doing, right? And Philly's going to shift to what Baltimore's doing.
Sucking
And
ass?
that's- Yeah, unfortunately.
Go Birds.
And they've really transitioned to the mobile quarterback. And Dalton's a statue. And our receivers, aside from Darnell Mooney, are not getting separation. So he's basically a sitting duck back there.
Yeah.
So because of that, you're going to get a lot of running plays out of Montgomery. And Montgomery beats all kinds of blitz packages and everything.
Yeah.
Montgomery's a very underrated running back.
Yeah.
And then you're also going to get a lot of close to the line of scrimmage dump off passes. I think to Montgomery as well.
All right, so I think we got that whole game covered with Mark.
I would say I like Mooney.
Yeah.
I mean, Mooney's starting to become
A guy,
real,
yeah.
qualified first number one receiver. In fact, I think he looked better with Dalton than he's looked.
That's
with
where I
Fields.
was leading him, but
Yeah.
I like the Montgomery pull. Too.
Do you think, to play devil's advocate on Montgomery a little bit, do you think that with Andy Dalton being a sitting duck, that defenses know that they're going to try and run the ball? Because
They do, but like I was saying, Montgomery is still really, really good at beating blitz packages.
Yeah.
He finds a way, man. He plugs in yards. Rarely do you see him hit behind the line of scrimmage. Or I shouldn't say not hit behind the line of scrimmage, but rarely do you see him drug down behind the line of scrimmage.
I hope so. I hope he turns it around, because I was writing down that he's averaging about 9 points coming back from injury, with only 15 rushing attempts once since coming back.
Yeah.
And I have him, so I hope you're right.
Well, I mean, think about that. If he's only getting 15 rushing attempts and they're keeping him out of the end zone and he's still putting up 90 yards a game.
Good point. Very good point.
60 to 70 yards with a couple of receptions sprinkled in there. For me, I always look at what they're doing now and projecting that the coaching staff would be smart enough to see that and take it a step further.
Yeah.
I'd love to see them dump the ball off to Montgomery a couple more times.
Especially in the goal line carries are definitely, and there's no one behind him really.
All right, we're done with that. All right, so San Francisco at Seattle.
Yeah, this is an interesting game to me. I tell you, I am a big fan of San Francisco. I feel like they are coming on at the right time.
Are they your NFC team?
No, I mean, I'm not ready to go there yet. I think that there's a couple. I honestly hate to say this, but the Packers look like they've
Shut your
got
mouth.
something they're putting together.
I think I'm about that close, so you could relate. That close to put in some substantial money on them winning the Super Bowl.
The Packer? Or,
Yeah, the Packers.
The Packers, like I've watched, and it's not on purpose, but I've watched a bunch of their games this year, and they just seem to match whatever they're playing. So when their defense has to be good, their defense is good. When their offense has to score, they score. They just have that look of a team that can win against anybody. But I love the 49ers. Since Kittle's come back, they have come together as a team. I'm a huge Elijah Mitchell looks like the guy.
Yeah.
And none of us, I think we all thought Sermon was going to be the guy.
I drafted him.
Yeah, and he is not.
See, I think Elijah Mitchell has actually benefited from them pulling Debo in the backfield.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, they're giving him a substantial amount of carries.
Six rushes for 66 yards. They did get him hurt, though.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I think because defenses have to respect that, I think is why you're seeing Elijah Mitchell now opening up a little bit more.
Well, I think there was the stat on Debo's the past few games. He has 18 rushes for 180 yards. He's averaging 10 yards a carry.
Yeah. He looks like Cordero Patterson.
Well, and he's avoided up until last week being Mr. Glass.
So with him out, how do we feel about Ayuk, who's looked a little bit more involved the past few weeks?
Yeah, he's averaging 8 targets a game.
Yeah.
Do we I know we like Kittle, right? We like Elijah. But who's the beneficiary if Debo doesn't play?
I mean, and I could be wrong here, but I think Ayuk is going to have an uptick in targets. I don't know that he'll have an uptick in receptions, but I think he'll get more passes thrown his way. I think the real winner is Kittle, Jeff Wilson, like Elijah Moore to the back. Or not Moore, Mitchell. I think they're going to go back to their short game, and those are going to be the recipients of more passes. That's just me.
Yeah, agreed.
Kittle's the real deal, man. I mean, really, when he's healthy, you can't stop.
Was he healthy last week? Because last week he let me down big time, man. 1 catch for 13 yards last week.
He did, but if you notice, he was pulled in as almost a blocking tight end,
which you shouldn't do with Kittle.
But they smoked. They won the game. And by a pretty good margin. So. Well, I kind of like that.
Minnesota had a chance to tie that game with 9 minutes left before Kirk Cousins went under guard for
almost the almost asshole.
Yeah, the almost.
Yeah, I like
Kirk You've been dying to mention that.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just a perfect opportunity to mention it there.
To plug it, yeah.
All right, on the other side, Seattle, wow. I was looking, there was a graphic of the NFC playoff picture, and 14 of the 16 teams were there, and there was only 2 teams that weren't, and that was the Lions and the Seahawks. Yeah. But that aside, Russell hasn't looked great since he's been back from the injury. It just sucks because I think if you have, your studs, Metcalf, and probably if you have Lockett, you kind of have to start them, I think.
Well, especially where you drafted them.
You don't feel good about them.
No, you don't.
No.
Is there anybody,
Seattle is just an enigma this year, man. And from a fantasy standpoint, like you're saying, you can't fathom or wrap your head around the fact that offense has Russell Wilson along with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, and they are just putting up fantasy shit nuggets everywhere. Yeah. I mean, it's been awful. And I don't know if there's a bigger surprise in football, quite honestly, seeing Seattle 3-7. I would have never predicted them to be that terrible.
Yeah. No, me neither.
No, although I felt like there were some signs last year that they were not quite the team we thought.
That's true.
So much of it depending on who you're playing, And
Russell's getting older. It's hard for him to run around and carry that offense.
Their defense is terrible, too. 30th rushing defense, and that's even more credit to Elijah Mitchell being started, and hopefully every single team that has it.
I think Russell's got a couple more good years in Cleveland.
I think he does. I just don't think he could.
There it is.
No, I think that's fair. I think Cleveland's probably going to go after him.
God, they got to go after somebody.
What I'm saying, I don't think he could do what he used to do, and he used to absolutely carry.
Yeah. Well, and you hate to call him this, but he's a short quarterback.
Yeah.
And when you're a short quarterback who has to rely on your rushing, your running ability, and you get old and lose a quarter of a step, it's a bad sign.
It hurts. Yeah, it hurts. So. All right, so let's move on. I think we'll go to Denver, who looked impressive.
Another surprise. Denver looks like they're putting it together.
They have issues at quarterback, though.
They do.
And I tell you what, even more, we're about to get into it.
Quarterback or cornerback?
Quarter.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, not Surtain.
Yeah, Surtain's great. Yeah.
But at quarterback, they're on the road. They're, I think, almost 10-point dogs to Kansas City, so I don't know what's going on with that, but Denver, their issue, and I think we'll just start talking about Sutton and Judy. 6 games that Sutton has played with Judy this year, he hasn't had more than 6 fantasy points. I think or is it 5 games? I think it's 5. So I think we're starting to see exactly what it's going to be there, especially with Bridgewater at quarterback. I'm actually, if I'm only one of those guys, I want to see Locke play. Not that he's better for Denver, but I think you just have more of a fuck it attitude with him.
Yeah.
And you're going to get more chances with Sutton downfield. But they've been bad. I think if you had Sutton, especially early in the year when he looked better when Judy was out.
Yeah, he did for sure.
Man, I don't know how you could be feeling great about starting either one of those guys.
It's tough because I think I heard it best this weekend. An analyst called Teddy Bridgewater. He said flat out, he said, he is a game manager. He's nothing more. He's a game manager. You're not going to go out there and ask him to win you a game. You're going to ask him to go out there and stick to the script, and if you can't do it, you're going to get him off the field.
Yeah.
And that doesn't transition well to especially wide receiver fantasy.
And like you said, Locke has that upside. And I think that's like when we talk about Mayfield or Hurts. I'm going Hurts because I think Hurts has got something that might put him into that realm of not a game manager. The best right now I can hope for with Mayfield is a game manager.
Well, Denver's another team that's like the Browns probably might in the offseason be looking for a veteran.
Yeah. Or
Aaron Rodgers. So maybe
Well,
if you could get Sutton in a dynasty league and trade for him now.
Yeah. Seriously,
you know they're going to have a different
up Sutton and Judy.
They're going to have a different quarterback next year, I think, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, they have to.
Well,
I mean, look,
they're going to draft.
They're 6-5. They're right in the thick of things in the AFC West. I mean, and that is with a game manager for a quarterback, and not the greatest defense. I mean, they just traded away Von Miller. They should get Bradley Chubb back this weekend.
They did get him back.
Did he? He just didn't register any tackles, and I know that he was designated to come off of IR.
He was activated. I seen on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I like on the other side, as far as maybe the receivers aren't working very well together, but the running backs, I actually like Javonte Williams.
I was going to say that.
I still like Gordon too, man.
I do too. Yeah. I mean, they're both good.
Yeah.
Williams is the better back.
Yeah.
But Gordon is still a smart scoring
I
guy.
like Gordon.
I was going to say keep an eye
I
on
just like
Devontae
watching him run.
Williams.
Yeah.
Because he's got, I mean, he just came off a 20-point game, which is great if you started him. But he has a good role in the passing game, too. He's got 5 receptions over the last 2 games. They're incorporating him there, and maybe that's the edge over Gordon.
Well, and you're right. Year to date, he actually has more receptions than
Gordon.
Now, part of that was they have been platooning him, but I think what they're saying is they're very replaceable. They feel pretty good about both backs.
That's true.
So I started Javonte this past week out of desperation, and he actually did pretty well for me. So
and I think Gordon missed like 2 or 3 series with a hip.
Yeah,
but he came back. So and KC on the other side, I think. Usual suspects here. There's nobody else we're starting.
Yeah.
So
I don't think. Guys.
I mean, do we like the matchup? They're at home. I think I do like the matchup, even with Denver's off and on defense. I expect this game to be high scoring. I think you could even though we just talked about how bad the receivers have been. I still probably this week would feel comfortable starting Sutton. I don't know how I feel about Judy.
I mean, Denver has scored a decent amount in most games. Their defense, though, has been pretty good. I don't know that I see this as a high-scoring game.
Well, I think it's a high-scoring game.
But
I'll take the over on it for sure.
So what's the do
I don't know, but whatever it is, I'll probably take it.
I think it's going to be something like a 27-20, 27-24 close game.
That's pretty high.
It's pretty high, yeah, but
it's over 50 points.
It's high for the Browns, who can't score more than 10 points. So.
All right, so our last game, which is going to be probably the game of the week, the New England Patriots at Buffalo. All right, so go, guys.
I like their wide receivers. I think the Pats wide
Kendrick Bourne
receivers.
and Jacoby Myers. Kendrick Bourne has shown that he can score, and Jacoby Myers gets a lot of looks. I mean, I think he was targeted 14 times, caught 11 passes last week. Can you start them both?
Can you start Mac Jones yet?
I was looking at it, and I was asking myself the same question, too. It depends on how desperate you are, but maybe.
12-team league?
I could see him being started.
I think it depends on who your other quarter. Like, I'm not excited to start him, but I think if I do start him, he's going to get me those 15 to 22 points.
I don't know if this is a game you want to start out starting.
No, not this week. No.
Against Buffalo, especially this is for control of the division right now. New England sits at 8-4, Buffalo at 7-4.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see who we pick in our pick section because I'm not as high on Buffalo.
I tell you what, I'm not as of recent weeks.
Yeah, just not.
I'm not. They're looking a little streaky to me, and it seems like it's really hinging on Diggs' production.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
That's scary. I mean, if you have to, if you have to
Well, you
depend
know
on a
that
single receiver
Belichick's
production.
going to take him out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a good game to target Manny Sanders.
A big factor to this game too, which is why maybe Jacoby Myers and Kendrick Bourne look good, is Tre'Davious White did tear his ACL.
That too.
So
Big
they're
blow
without
for them too.
Yeah, they're without their All-Pro corner there.
Yeah.
Tell you what though, every week my Mac Jones pick as the best rookie quarterback look better and better.
Yeah, I don't necessarily.
Of course you don't, because you didn't think Tom Brady was good either. So
No.
He still doesn't think Tom Brady's good.
No, I've said
you're biased. We got to leave that because
Tom Brady
you can't
is
have
the most accomplished player
Okay.
of all time. He's the moat.
Okay,
Moat.
that's fine.
So
the
Bo,
goat.
So if Mac Jones is the most accomplished rookie this year, I'll be happy with that call
the
too.
Marote. The
Yeah, it's
Marote.
the
Mapote.
Moat. I
Who
mean,
did you pick to be the best
Most
rookie
accomplished?
quarterback? Do you
I don't
remember?
remember. I actually was looking for my book, and my book's disappeared.
And then you
It
started
was here.
using mine.
I
Yeah.
stole yours.
Rocky probably burned it. Zach Wilson's probably written in there somewhere, and
No.
he had to get rid of the evidence.
No, he didn't. I think
No,
he
I
had
didn't have Zach Wilson that
the
high.
kid in San Francisco. Was I think
Trey
who he
Lance?
went with. Yeah.
I think he was 2. I think number 1 I had
Trevor.
Trevor.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's a safe pick.
Yeah, I think I had Trevor, Lance, Wilson, Jones, and Fields. Only because I didn't think Fields was going to start, and I thought
You
Mac
probably
Jones
had
would.
Fields one, right? He had Lawrence probably
Yeah.
last.
Oh, yeah.
Jones was last. And
I don't
Lawrence
even
right
know if
before
I
him.
put
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence
Phil,
on my.
he was pushing a table up when he was mentioning the Fields pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Out of excitement, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah,
Basically.
man,
Yeah, he was going to the theme park with himself.
Yeah,
You
theme
know what
park
I'm saying?
excitement.
I tell you.
One man toboggan ride.
Sometimes you got
so
to take
Buffalo,
that
all right,
solo
so-
mission.
Dawson Knox. Let's not forget to mention Dawson Knox had a big week
Oh
last
yeah.
week. Helped me
Thank
beat
God.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
So going against New England, knowing how Belichick game plans, do we think it's who are they taking? They're taking Diggs out, and they're
taking
probably going to
Diggs.
take their second option out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
So
they're-
is that Beasley?
No, I think they're going to go Knox.
They're gonna
and
go.
Diggs.
They're gonna have Judon. Matthew Judon's gonna probably spy the shit out of Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
So then maybe this is a Cole Beasley, Manny Sanders game. If they're going to
Well,
produce.
I think so, and I think that Josh Allen's going to run a whole
I
lot.
think
He's
this
going
is.
to have to.
I think this is going to be a Josh Allen rushing week.
Yeah,
This is
he's
where you're
not
going to see
have a
Josh
choice.
Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You heard it here first, boys.
what a
and
lot
gals.
of rushing yards,
All right. So
or at least a lot of rushing attempts.
why don't we go to? I think Mark's got a waiver or two that we want to talk about.
Well, I kind of talked about the Tony Jones Jr. Waiver a little bit earlier. Keep your eye on Alvin Kamara this week to see if he's going to suit up. CMC back out. If you're lucky enough to be in a league where people started dropping Hubbard once CMC came back, you can try to scarf Hubbard up off of the waiver wire. And then lastly, man,
Oh man, this is the
in
best
Tennessee, Dontrell Hilliard, man.
one. Run
Yeah.
to your waiver wires now. Run now. Don't walk. Run
No.
and pick this man up. I
Man.
saw him. I'm glad that he's on the board.
I used all of my remaining free agent dollars in my high dollar leagues for Dontrell Hilliard.
Yeah.
I was able to get him in a couple, and it paid off. I mean, I think he had a 56-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, he did.
He had a couple of nice receptions. And he's looking to be the real fill-in there for King Henry.
Against the Patriots' run defense too, which is pretty formidable.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Yes, it is.
'Tis the season! Ho, 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 ho! You know what would have been better if we would have done a little Merry Christmas there to the very end, and maybe next
I think it's
time.
perfect.
I don't know, man. I like that drop.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
a
good.
solid drop right there.
So, I like it, of course. All right, so what's our topic this time?
I think it's worst Christmas or holiday
Yeah.
gifts.
And we're going to do 3 each, and we're
Are
going
we doing 3?
No.
I didn't
Right.
know we agreed
Dude,
on 3.
I can't even.
As many as we can.
I might have 2. Yeah, if you have 3, I mean, hey.
So let's do 2, and let's go from our second worst and then our first.
Okay.
So who
Let's
wants
start
to?
from the
Okay.
right side of the table.
I have a tie for second, so maybe this is good that we're doing 2. And maybe I'm just a bad communicator when I'm a little kid, but when I was young, I wanted I simply wanted like a Party City like air balloon guitar.
Oh,
just
yeah.
to bash around and pretend to play guitar on, and my parents got me an actual acoustic guitar.
Oh, wow.
And shout out to my parents for going above and beyond, but
Yeah.
I didn't touch that guitar. I
They-
had no interest in playing guitar.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm not.
No, you know
I'm
what
the
it was?
oldest
They
of 3.
seen him wanting the inflatable guitar, and he said he can't be that stupid. He probably wants a guitar. So let's get him a guitar.
The other thing too, and to tie it in with this other gift is, I remember having interest in like the ocean when I was younger and stuff like that, and the beach and things like that. And I don't remember what I specifically asked for Christmas, but my parents got me. They got me an entire huge surfboard. I was like the 6-year-old kid with a surfboard in my room that sat next to the acoustic guitar and collected dust. So.
I think you're
Have
battling
you
Mark
ever-
for most
Yeah.
privileged guy on the board.
Oh no, you'd be surprised, man.
Have you ever surfed?
No,
Really?
nope. My parents go to. Well,
Have you ever got wet on that board?
if it's wet and no, we're gonna stop at theme parks. I beat that in the ground.
I mean, it was
That too.
It was a
Yeah.
good try. So
All right. What about you?
Skip me, dude. I'm drawing blanks,
can't skip.
man.
Underwear, socks.
I mean, yeah, they're all, you don't like to open
you know what's
your,
sad
your
is that
gifts.
this guy likes to talk about how I'm looking at $1 million homes and
Yeah.
stuff, and yet
He
had
can't
such
think of a bad
can't think of
gift.
a bad gift he got. You know,
I just can't. I don't know. The wife and I, we typically, we don't really.
when you get
When we
your,
want something, we go and we get it.
when
know,
you
and then
get
we'll
your
give
best,
each other.
like when you get these amazing gifts, is it your butler or your what's the? I mean, who brings it to you?
No, it's nothing like that.
He
It's
has a
just-
service.
Yeah, he's a service.
I don't know. Maybe it's that I don't ask for crappy gifts. I don't know what it is.
Oh, you
man.
asked for gifts, huh?
No, that's what
Wow.
I'm saying. I don't ask for crappy gifts, or
That would apply to you. Ask for
Are we
gifts.
Christmas
don't.
lists guys? Do we make Christmas lists? I for one don't.
No, I don't.
Well, no, I don't. I think that ends.
And I dropped some hints.
Well, how about when you're younger? I mean, that's more what I meant. Like
No, like when I was young, growing up. I mean,
I grew out of it fairly young, to be honest.
we didn't do lists.
Yeah.
It was a hard time.
Okay, here we go.
Depressing issue.
This is a
hug?
very therapeutic episode.
We were lucky if we got anything that we wanted. I mean, a stocking, stuff with candy, some trinkets.
When you got underwear as a gift, all you guys had to share the same
Yeah.
pair.
We needed them.
They were all
We
the
got
same
'em.
size. They
We
were all the
needed
same
those.
size.
I need. So I hope my parents give me socks for Christmas
What's
this year.
that? You ever hear that? There's a
No, to be fair, I don't want to diss my parents like that. So we had some bad years, but we had really good years.
Yeah.
My dad was a construction worker, so there were good years
good
and
years
bad
and
years.
bad years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right, so I'll go with mine. So one time I remember basically all my gifts when I was young from like relatives were like Giants, Yankees stuff, like easy stuff. My grandmother one time got me a San Francisco Giants jacket.
oh gosh.
Yeah, because she just thought Giants, I guess,
nice,
and
man.
so that kind of sucked.
What'd you do with
Yeah.
it?
I didn't do anything with
Did
it.
you fake like? Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, you have to. And then my dad just told me just put it in the bag. We took it home, and I probably burned it.
Put it in
I don't
the
know what
bag,
he did with it.
So my second worst gift is kind of a similar story, but I made one crucial error. So I've always liked sports, always liked college sports.
Yeah.
We lived in Ohio. My dad, he's a
It's well documented.
Listen, my dad's an immigrant, so you got to cut him a little bit of slack.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
still learning the language. Somehow he decided
He got your gun.
No, that came later. He got me a short and shirt set of my favorite college team,
Okay.
except for he got the Michigan State.
Oh no!
What?
Yeah, and so I opened it and I literally said, "What the?"
Oh my god.
And then,
Dad.
then
That
I got
was it.
another gift. I got another gift. I got to go to bed early
Yeah.
and wake up the next day black and blue. But
There
you know,
it is.
yeah. So I
He got you Michigan State.
Michigan State. Not even Like, if you're going to screw up, go all
big,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan State. It was terrible.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's awesome.
And then I got a beating
Yeah.
for not being appreciative.
That's probably made you the man you are today.
Yeah,
So
it
maybe
did,
it was a
it did,
gift.
it did.
Yeah.
What do you got over here, SA?
Yeah, because I was thinking about this too. And we were talking about this before we started recording. Like maybe bad gifts have just been repressed memories, and you can't
Yeah.
think of them.
That's
Yeah.
probably what it is with him.
I was trying to think of things last night,
Abuse.
and then it popped. We'll get him next time. It popped in my brain. I'm like, oh, I was like, holy shit, this is the worst gift I ever had. And maybe this was my parents trying to, broaden my palette. And oh, maybe you like to surf. Maybe you like to play guitar. Maybe you're going to be a scientist. So
Right.
they literally got me this. It was a Bill. You guys know Bill Nye the Science Guy,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was a Bill Nye like science experiment type thing where you literally took paper and like napkins and stuff like this, and you like put it in this thing, and it basically broke it up with water, and then you put it in this shape maker, and it was just paper that was broken down and then made into paper that was shaped like other things, like stars
gosh.
and circles and squares.
Kind of like paper mache. Yeah.
Basically,
or
but-
they could have just got you Play-Doh.
Yeah, they could have, but I opened the box, and this was when Christmas lists were still a thing for me and my brothers, and I was opening gifts and expecting things, which is why I don't like lists.
Yeah.
But I opened this, and it was like,
Deep emotional scars here.
I was like, what am I looking at here? I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was the winter of 2008. I wanted
It'd be really troubling if it was the summer.
Yeah, I wanted a DS Lite, but I got a paper
You got
mache science
paper
kit.
mache set. Yeah. Mark, I got to ask you, did you ever get like any gifts from your uncle that maybe?
Yeah, tell us about the vibrator you got.
No, man.
Wait, he said that just to set up.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Don't call it out. You're so stupid.
DJ.
Everybody knew that you set that up.
You don't have that as a sound? Come on.
I do.
Oh, okay.
He does.
He was going to say something about that.
He does.
Right.
So.
You don't have. Come on, Mark. You can't think
No,
of one gift.
listen, we
in
can't
your
So
life
this is
that-
one time I asked for a
Tara
Rolls
got him a
Royce,
terrible
but
gift.
instead,
I know she didn't. He just doesn't want to put her out
man,
there.
there's no.
You know what that means?
Nothing like that.
We have
man.
to get you a terrible
A terrible
gift.
I'll take it, man. I'll take a
Terrible
terrible
gift,
gift. I don't know. I'm drawing blanks.
You've never got a gift that you said, this kind of, you never used it.
No, I probably just because I'm a kind-hearted individual.
There it is.
So
Appreciative
everything
of
you've got and
everything.
you've used it?
You sons of bitches calling these people out.
I mean, the San Francisco Giants jacket's kind of bad.
A-holes.
Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad.
Is your
Thanks for the
grandma
gifts over the
still,
years.
Still alive?
No, she's not. God bless her.
God bless her. And
Hopefully she's wearing that Giants jacket.
Jeez.
All right. So
Over
how
the-
about you? What's your?
Jesus Christ.
What's your? It's
Here,
not.
take it with you.
She went to the Golden Gate Bridges up in the sky.
It's not cold in heaven. It's not cold in heaven.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit. All right, hold on. I got my last one.
It's the season for death jokes.
Hey, it's my grandmother. She'd laugh at it. All right, listen. Worst gift I ever got. I was in high school, right? And this is totally like, when somebody's really trying to hone in on what you want. And my mom, I was working out and hitting the gym and all that shit. So Christmas time comes and I start opening my gifts and it's all workout stuff. It's like wrist weights, ankle weights, dumbbells, and
Wrist weights.
It's like like that's cool stuff. If like, you just like let's go get it. The Christmas is that's all I got. It was just work like the little hand things, stress balls. Like this is she went all out, all workout stuff.
She had a theme.
Did you get leg
It
warmers?
was the worst because I hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, who the hell wants wrist weights for Christmas? Especially at like 16. I mean, that was bad.
Is that what caused you to spin off the tracks?
No, actually, I tore my MCL. That's what caused me. What about you?
Way to go, Rocky.
You just got fat?
I never was on the track.
He's never on the track.
So okay, so my worst gift is, and I kind of did it to myself, but
As
when
usual.
you get older and people say, "Well, what do you want?"
Oh,
and then you
you-
say, "Oh, I don't need anything, honey," whatever, And so my daughters one year, they didn't give me any. Like, I didn't get a damn gift. Like nothing.
They said, all right.
Like I got nothing.
Can't do that.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Trish and I had already, we kind of say, "Oh, we're not going to buy anything for each other," but then you do. So
Yeah,
I got
that's what
her.
you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I got her a nice gift.
They took you up on it.
That's
Damn
hilarious.
thing.
That is
I was
funny.
honestly, I was pissed.
I would be pissed too.
I went-
Everybody knows you say I don't need anything
Yeah.
because you don't. There's nothing you really want to
Oh,
ask
man.
for.
I left and I bought something like the next
You
day.
have to buy
That
something.
is funny.
I think I bought a car. No, I didn't.
You might have.
Bought a lake house.
Yeah, I bought a lake house,
I'll show those kids.
and they can't come to it. So that's it. That's
That
my
was
worst
good
gift.
tis the season. That made
That was a
me
good
laugh.
one. Yeah.
Mark did not participate, but it was so good. That's
Just,
probably might have been why it was good.
I don't know, man. Just drawing blanks.
I think he was born with silver spoon.
No, far from.
It's either that or there's something traumatic. Like he was hurt by his Bill Nye gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said no more lists because of that.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the. I really am reflecting my childhood this episode.
You said it. He said, and that's why I don't like lists.
We'll
And I'm like,
never
okay.
make another list.
I'll never.
Ever again
I will
in my
never be
life.
let down by my own doing.
Yeah. This could be the cause. There could be something that Mark will wake up with
One
night
day.
sweats and
Yeah.
tonight.
It could be.
Right.
And that's what will happen. We'll leave here, and on the drive home, I'll be like, shit, I know one.
Neighbor Bob, put the cucumber down.
Yeah, why did my uncle give me a jar of pickles?
Anyways, all right, let's get to our pick section here.
Oh, yeah, our favorite section.
Yeah, so, Phil, I think you want to talk about how you did.
I went 4-0, boys.
Yeah, 4-0. Phil's in second place.
Round of
In
applause.
second place, I'm one game out of first, and I've rallied hard.
Yeah, you have. You've been, pretty
Since week
consistent.
7.
Yeah, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1.
Yeah, wow.
2-2.
What's your secret?
4-0.
Well, I just have to learn the teams, man.
Luck.
Early in the season.
Let me
it's
write
luck.
that one down. Learn the...
No, keep
Learn
setting
the
him up.
teams.
Let him
No,
dig
yeah,
himself a
I'll
hole.
keep-
That way he goes
there's no-
0-4 this week, and then he's got to backpedal.
I'm not going to backpedal. I haven't gone 0-4 since week 3.
I
There it
was,
is.
I
Now we
was
can
3
clip
and
it.
I was 3-1, so I'm feeling okay. I still got a 1-game lead on you.
I guess you should feel good.
Yeah, Mark, what were you this week?
I was 1-3 for the second straight
He
week.
was just saying something, wasn't he?
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row, 1-3.
Yeah.
I think I deserve an asterisk. My lock was based
Deserve a
solely on Tim Boyle playing against
Oh.
the Bears.
Yeah, and then they changed it. Yeah.
and the Bears almost covered still. But
Almost.
yeah.
I'll take 1 and 2.5.
Okay, that's fair.
No, I'm kidding. Give me the loss. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, he's taking it.
Tim Boyle still sucks.
So
You
let's-
could have texted us right before the game because Phil's
yeah,
big
Phil
on.
does that.
Oh, see, I didn't
He,
know.
he waits until the end of the week.
He
with-
also picks
with-
his games right before the
injuries.
show ends too.
Yeah, that too.
Well, he still hasn't picked his.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already
Well,
picked.
That's good to know
Every
for
week
next time,
we've done
though.
it like that. So, you guys like to change things. And for the record,
Here it is.
Rocky agreed with me that 1 week we would do that and choose by
I know.
Friday.
And for the record,
But you only
I
singled
was-
me out.
I was dead set against it from the.
But that's a majority.
I said, as
2
a
to 1.
man, I
2
do
to
not
1.
feel good about myself.
Well, what about all the
changing
other
my
stuff
pick.
you do as a man? Well, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Well,
I enjoyed that fucking jar of pickles, buddy. How about that?
You ate every last one.
all right.
All right. So who wants to go first?
Not me, 'cause I gotta
give us
look.
our picks.
I've got no shame. I
I'm
can
making
go
my
first
picks
if I
right
can.
now.
If I-
Tech, tell us
if I
who
can.
you got here.
We're saving locks for last,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I can kind of explain this a little bit, but the same reason why I'm taking the Bears against the Lions, I'm taking the Vikings against the Lions, I'm taking Vikings -7. I think they've been scoring a lot of points this year. I think that they've been winning their games close if they do win them, and it shouldn't be any exception against the Lions.
I like that.
Next pick, well, I guess honorable mention was I was going to take Bengals -3, but I think they're being overvalued while the Chargers are being undervalued because they've both been going in different directions lately. But I crossed that one out and I put Giants +3 against Miami. And maybe this is recency bias too, and I just saw my team to get beat by them. But I think that'll be a close game, and it'll definitely be within 3. I think. What else do I have? I have the Cardinals being reloaded and healthy off the bye with Cliff Kingsbury, which is being rumored to maybe going back to college.
To
But
Oklahoma.
yeah.
That's crazy.
That is
You
crazy.
saw what he said though. He didn't really. He just said, "I don't want to talk about it."
Yeah.
He didn't really say no or.
Yeah.
What's
Kinda-
crazy
yeah.
to me is Lincoln Riley leaving
That, I was about to say that.
Oklahoma to go to USC.
Well, did you hear what he said today?
He said I was not going. Or I don't know if this is what you're about to say, but he was asked if he's going to LSU, and he said, "I will not be the head coach at LSU."
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, Lincoln Riley will be the next. Yeah.
Well, and he's taking his entire staff.
Oh.
And he said USC is the mecca of college football.
Yeah, they're,
That's
they're
what I
back
was-
on the map, I think.
Yeah, and maybe this helps them because in my childhood I remember USC being like a dominant force
Reggie
all the time.
Bush.
But
But they cheated to get Reggie Bush.
Yeah,
Oklahoma lost a 5-star recruit quarterback because of
They've
this.
lost five recruits have already decommitted from Oklahoma.
Yeah, and one of them
Wow.
was one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Wow.
You also see that Spencer Rattler
He's transferring.
and
Two?
funny.
To,
We don't know yet. He just,
We don't know yet, but
Oh.
it's kind of funny that he announces transfer.
Is Oklahoma going to implode?
Well, I think Oklahoma and Texas, and I think this is the reason why Lincoln Riley left. Texas and Oklahoma going into the SEC is the stupidest thing they could do. Stupidest. Now they've got to compete against the best teams in college football.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredibly hard for them to ever go back to the playoffs. Where they were a lock to go at least every other year. I think he said, that's it. This is a stupid decision, and he's taken who he can within the U.S.
But I think they're going to start getting that's going to turn around a little bit because I think they're going to start getting some of that SEC recruiting. They're going to be respectable teams because 10 years ago you could throw Texas or Oklahoma in the SEC and they would have been just fine.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that the road to get to the national championship for Oklahoma and Texas just got harder. It just got harder.
For sure got harder.
Lincoln Riley, however, in the Pac-12, it's much easier to beat up on Oregon or Utah.
So Cardinals minus 7.5 against the Bears.
Way to bring that one back.
And then your lock.
And then my lock is the Patriots. Just like I was all over the Patriots last week against Tennessee, I think that them get Patriots +3 being an underdog. Like, come on. Do I need to say more, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Mark, you want to go next?
All right. So I'm actually going to follow that up. 3 of the games we're picking the exact same. So I'm going Giants +3. I think that Miami's actually overvalued here. I think the Giants looked pretty decent, and I think that I think they're a couple weeks away from being a pretty decent team once they start to gel. So I got the Giants +3 there. I got New England +3, and I'm starting to believe. I've ridden the New England roller coaster this year. Believe, not believe. I'm believing it, man. Belichick is fantastic at just taking out the best player on the opposite side of the field. And like I just pointed out earlier, Buffalo's success seems to hinge on Diggs' big games. It's unfortunate. There's going to be a lot thrown on Josh Allen's shoulders, but New England's defense is formidable and their offense is pretty decent. So I got New England +3 there.
Who here wants to see the Patriots versus the Bucs in the Super Bowl?
I kind of want to see the Patriots versus the Bucs.
I kind of want to see it.
I would watch that game for sure.
I kind of want to see it. So.
Yeah. I've got Minnesota -7 against Detroit. No other reason than Detroit sucks, and I think Minnesota really needs to come back out and try to solidify their playoff hopes here. And then for my lock, I got Tampa Bay -10.5. I know it's a lot of points to give up.
It's all in the points.
Man, but
on the road.
Does Atlanta even look like even when they win, you're curious how they won.
Does it scare you that it's a divisional game at all?
A little bit. And Atlanta's at home as well.
The first time they played,
Tampa
blew them out in the fourth quarter. But up until the third quarter, it was a close game.
I think aside from Cordero Patterson, I just don't think Atlanta has anything. Kyle Pitts was supposed to be the next coming of the greatest tight end ever to play the game, and teams are just shutting him down. And I think
Calvin Ridley hurts not being on the field.
Hope he gets better mentally.
Yeah, I do too.
But Tampa's got some fast linebackers. They have a decent secondary, and they got a good pass rush. And Matt Ryan has not looked good against bull rushes whatsoever. And I'm just gonna stick my neck out there, man, and say
That's
Tampa -10.5 for a lock.
That's your lock.
Yep.
Right.
So I've got between you both, I've got the same, or all 4 of my games have already been spoken about.
Oh wow!
Oh,
so I don't need to really talk too much about it. I do have the Bucs covering this game. I do like the Cards. I like the Pats. But my lock is the Ravens -3.5 with the Steelers. I just think Lamar is going to come back. He's going to be a little bit embarrassed. He was pretty pissed off about the 4 interception performance. I think he's going to run all over Pittsburgh, to be quite honest with you.
Joe Burrow did.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah. I think Pittsburgh's down.
Robo knees.
They're gonna beat them. So, anyways, that and the Ravens are my lock.
Is that the second week in a row you've had Ravens as a lock? Did you have them last week against the Browns as a lock?
I had the Ravens winning.
And then are you going to do it next week against the Browns?
They were a lock. No, I think the Browns. I think the Browns are going to win that game.
Okay.
Because
they go half season and they split it.
Well, because they have to take every ounce of hope I have and destroy it. So they have to show just a little bit of life, so that going into the last 4 games, theoretically, they could still make the playoffs, and then they'll crush me slowly every 4
Not
weeks.
even theoretically, they're smack dab in the center of.
They basically have to go
race.
4-1, but they play the Packers, they play the Raiders, they play the Bengals, they play Steelers, they play the Ravens. It's a tough road.
Yeah.
Sounds like 2 and 3 that road.
Yeah. Oh, if they're lucky. So, all right. So, Phil, what do you got? Buddy?
Okay, so to start off, I got the Seahawks +2.5 at home. I think this will be a low-scoring game, and I just like Seahawks at home against the 49ers. Debo might be out. I think that changes things for that offense a little bit. And I expect Seahawks to show some fight against a division opponent. Okay.
I almost want Seahawks as well, but I being that we're doing this on Monday, I have to see what they do against Washington tonight. So I couldn't commit.
Yeah, I almost went 49ers as my lock, but Debo being out and us not seeing how they rebounded. Yeah.
Okay, then I got the Giants +3 at the Dolphins. Same reason you guys said. I think
Public likes the Giants. Do you fade?
I just like the way they only scored 13 points. They should have 16, but watching them every week, the offense is open. It already opened up. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see the difference. Anyway, so I like them. I think Dolphins are a little overvalued. I had two games I was picking between. One you already mentioned, the Vikings and the Lions. I'll just mention this other one because I think I'm going to take the Vikings -7. I think the Colts -8.5 is a good spot against the Texans too.
Yeah.
It's just that half point scares me a little bit. So I'll take the Vikings -7, and I'll take them because their last 5 games, I think they're averaging 27 points. They're averaging 29 on the road.
It's very slept on too. The Vikings offense really has been slept on. I think.
And they're on the road against probably one of the worst defenses in the league. Averaging 29. I don't think Detroit could score 22, 25 points to keep up. So I'll take the 7. And my lock of the week is the Cowboys -5.5 going to play the Saints.
Man, what if they get Kamara back? You still like him?
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Zeke might sit too.
That was an interesting game. I just wanted to wait to see how it looked with Hill at the.
There's just too much change going on for me. Even if Hill's playing and whatever, I don't think they could keep up. I think their defense has been stressed so much that they're not what they were earlier in the year. And Cowboys need to make a statement. So that's what I'm picking.
I think mine was superstition, man. The Saints, no matter how I bet the Saints, they screw me 100% of the time.
Yeah, so stay away.
I stay away.
Does anyone have any Monday Night Miracles they need for their fantasy teams? I have one.
What do you got?
I need Terry McLaurin to give me 25 points.
Yeah, I need the same, actually. I need McLaurin between 20 and 25.
I need
that
exactly
would be
25.
a miracle because he hasn't been that great so far.
I need DK to have a terrible game so I can beat your brother in your league and take over first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
he's
What's
7.
funny is that league, I'm still in the playoff hunt.
Yeah. His brother's 7-4-1. I'm 7-5. If I beat him, I take over first.
That's
place.
even
What's
with
the lead you have?
CMC and
I have a 14 or a 16 point lead. I think.
Okay, and he has Metcalf going.
Yeah, so
It's possible. You've seen Metcalf go dry.
Oh no, well, but he could also score 4 touchdowns. That's the thing.
With a 4-point lead, I also need Jason Myers to outscore both Tyler Lockett and Gerald Everett. In one of my leagues.
There's miracles.
So we need everything to happen.
That's an absolute miracle.
All right, so do we want to let's do the? Are we? I mean, he's really not in the running, right? And Tone didn't pick last week.
Right. Yeah, Tone's kind of gone. He's kind of ghosted us.
He's gone AWOL. Yeah. But what we're gonna do is for fun, we're gonna keeping track of yours, right?
Sure.
And then I guess it's just we're gonna have to just go by our 3. We can't count Tone because he missed a week.
Yeah.
So right now you're 28-19. Rocky's in the lead, and we got 6 weeks left.
6 weeks.
27-20, and Mark is 25-22. We're gonna continue into the playoffs, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did last year.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna pick every playoff game each week, right? At least what we did last week.
Yeah, that's what we did last year.
Yep.
So it's pretty tight. Even Mark, you're in 3rd, but you're only 2 games out. So
Yeah, man.
just need a good week.
Wait, what is this for? What are we?
It's for the shots, right?
Oh,
Wasn't
that's
it the
right.
shots?
Yeah.
We've made a lot of bets that.
Well, no, that's the one bet that we made
Yeah.
for the picks.
But I mean, they were all written down in this book that's missing.
Well,
Oh yeah, because we also have.
we probably have it recorded though.
Yeah.
who's
Digital world.
Yeah.
Who wants to go back and watch our shows all over again?
Hey, we're one lucky fan.
We also
Come
have
sit here with us on the futon.
There it is.
the Jacksonville. Who leads Jacksonville in receptions at the end of the year?
Yeah, we had that one.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so thank you guys for listening. We wish you luck in week 13. Please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, theultimatefantasylockerroom.com. You want to shout out your podcast real quick?
Yeah, sure. I've got a podcast that kind of covers everything. It's comedy based, pop culture, sports, whatever my guests want to talk about. It's called What's the Narrative. You can only listen to it right now. I don't do YouTube. It's Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But please follow the Instagram. I love that. I make some pretty funny highlights. WTN Pod. It's at WTN Pod on Instagram.
Is it a rotating co-host, or is it the same ones?
I host it, and I have on mainly the same guests, but every once in a while someone reaches out and wants to be on it. I have been slacking, honestly. Life's gotten in the way. I got a new job, and I'm in school, so finals are here. So I didn't make an episode last week, but we will be back to weekly content soon, I promise.
Sounds good.
Okay, and you're here, so that's
Sir.
good too. All right, peace.